It's getting towards the end of the afternoon, folks. We've had a change of plan because we pulled into Chishung, and it turned out, as a foreigner, I wasn't allowed to stay there. Chishung is very close to the border with China, and a lot of this region of the Himalaya has been opened up in recent years by the Indian Army, really, who are putting a lot of roads in and encampments because there's a lot of nervous tension about Chinese intentions at the moment. Anyway, so we've had to travel for another couple of hours to find a different accommodation for the night. We were going to do this route tomorrow morning anyway, but we've had to do it in the late afternoon. We're at about 5,070 meters, at least where we're standing, and maybe 70 meters or so down the hillside there's a lake. This is a closed basin, so the lake responds to the hydrology of the catchment. It rises and falls with the amount of snowmelt supplied to it and occasional rainfall, I guess. We're thinking there's a little bit more rainfall in this catchment because you might get a sense that there's a sort of a sparse grass cover and occasional patchy shrub cover on some of the hillsides. Anyway, one feature that's very distinctive around the margins of this lake are shorelines, which look like bath rings on the side of the bath. If you've ever been really dirty and got into a bath and then drained the bath afterwards, you'll see sort of rings around the edge of the bath, and that's essentially what shorelines are. They mark the former height of the lake. I'm going to count distinctive shorelines. There's probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 perhaps, descending down towards the present lake. One thing Manu is going to do is use the satellite imagery from the last 30 or 40 years to look at the dynamics of this lake and try and understand how it's been changing over the long term and how it responds in the short term. Is there anything you want to say about your methods there, Manu?
No, the only thing to add is the lake's name, that is Maripal. So, and it seems like this is just saline lake. We cannot go there and ask professor to taste the water, but from the salt buildups, I assume this is saline lake, and this is closed basin, so that's expected thing here, and we can clearly see the snow banks.
Yeah, so we're in a closed basin. There is some freshwater input, but there's also loss of water through evaporation. And that tends to mean there's salt build up over time. And if you can just zoom in actually right to the very shoreline, present shoreline down there, you might just be able to detect the rocks have turned white. That's salt build up.
Yeah.
So again, this is another sort of, not strictly a wetland, it's a lake, but it's a water body in this dryland setting that will provide another interesting example to compare with the other sort of wetlands and drylands that we've been looking at.